We actually have Flower Cardians, Salamangreat, Dogmatika with Albazoa back at it again. Oh man, there's so many good decks here. Don't beg 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-loving crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. We actually have, I kid you not here, a first place Flower Cardian deck. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't have a rhyme or understanding of how this deck works. I just know that you produce a 5,000 attack synchro that laughs at your opponent, and you have a cheese FTK that some variants and builds can play. I also know that Gravity Collapse is an amazing card, getting the chance to paralyze your opponent, and it's definitely something that you can bring in here. Also looks like you have some going second utility options for this deck as well. So this deck is pretty packed here for what it wants to do, which is going to be, you know, playing around your opponent. So good stuff. So we have one barrier statue of the Abyss, triple copies of Flower Cardian Cherry Blossom. We have triple copies of the Cherry Blossom with Curtain. We have 2 copies of the Clover and the Boar. We have 2 copies of the Maple with Deer. We have 1 copy of the Pallowinia. And then we have triple copies of the Peony with Butterfly. Then we have triple Pine, triple copies of Willow. 1 copy of Willow with Calligraphy. And then we have triple copies of the Zebra Grass. We also have triple Lord Darkness, your 1 Called by the Grave, your 1 Flower Gathering with triple Flower Stacking. We have triple Lightning Storm, triple copies of the Recarnation, and then we have 1 Rhoda, 2 copies of the Super All In, and we have 1 Super Koi Koi. Down in the extra, you got the 1 Scarlet, your 1 Herald, your triple copies of the Moonflower Waving, triple copies of Light Shower, 2 copies of the Light Flare, triple copies of the Board Fly, and then we have 1 copy of Colossus Fire with 1 Baron, and then triple Crow, triple Lava Golem, triple Blizzard, triple Dark Ruler, and triple copies of Gravity Collapse here, wrapping up Flower Guardians. Next up here we have Salamangreat. Now, what I actually think is really interesting about this is, even though the rest of the format has become so much more generically like acceptable and a lot more fun per se out here, I don't feel like Salad has gotten a lot of big push out here. Now, because the format has become more diverse, you would think that, once again, a deck like Salad should be able to kind of step up here and get the chance to do something. And that's what we're here today to showcase here, that there is love out here, and this is starting to get a little bit more successful. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We have triple copies of Effect Veiler. Triple copies of the Flame Buffalo with 2 copies of the Moonlit Chill. We have triple copies of the Giant Space Rock. We have 2 Foxy with 1 Gazelle. We have triple copies of Jack Jaguar with 2 copies of Spinny. We have 1 Griffin Rider with your triple Water Enchantress, your triple copies of the Mining, 1 Dracoback with 1 Adventure. We also have 1 Foolish Barrel, 2 copies of the Paw Desires, triple copies of Rite of Armesier, your triple Salamangreat Circle, 1 copy of Sanctuary, triple Infinite Permanence, and 1 copy of the Roar. Down in the extra, get the 1 Update Jammer with your 1 Transcode Talker. We have 2 Splash Mages, triple copies of the Sunlight Wolf, 2 copies of Balinix, 1 Almirage, 1 Lingaribo, 1 Nightmare Phoenix with 1 Heat Soul. We have 1 Axis Code Talker, and 1 Mirage Dahlia. Our side deck here is triple Droll Knockbird, triple copies of Ghost Bell, triple copies of Twin Twister, triple Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment here, wrapping up your Salad list. And I do think it is very important that you do play the Adventure package in this, because this does give you a generic negate, especially with Nibiru running around. Nibiru is just like an auto scoop up your cards and walk away for this deck. So it's very sad, but that's still a little bit of the situation you find yourself in with this deck. Next up here we have Albazoa. We've covered a lot of Dogmatika decks, and I swear that this is like the same duelist every week that's been having success with this deck, but I still want to have the chance to cover and look at these, because I think it's important to see where, we lie right now with Dogmatika. Where is the success? What variations and things are actually working out here? And, to the people that do like the Dogmatika lore, this is a very, very nice chance just to have some fun out here with a very deformed monster. So we have triple copies of the Diviner of the Herald. We have 1 copy of the Ascian, triple copies of Ecclesia. We have 2 copies of Fleur-de-Lis with 2 Maximus. We have 2 copies of Alaba Zoa with a 1 White Knight. We have 2 copies of the White Relic with 1 Called by the Grave. We have 2 copies of Cossack Cyclone with 2 Dark Roll no more. We have 2 Dogmatika Calamity. We have 2 copies of the Dogmatika Gaber with triple copies of the Matrix. We also have 1 Harpy's Feather Duster with triple Nadir Servant. We have triple Pre-Preparation of Rites, 1 Ultimate Slayer, and 2 copies of Punishment. Then we have, of course, down here in the extract, 1 Frigid, 1 Secure Gardner without 1 Almirash, 1 Aggregator, 2 copies of Herald, 2 copies of Titanic-clad, 1 copy of the Dust Dragon. We have 1 Garuda with 1 and 2, 3 Nittis, 1 Dragon Master Knight, and 1 Proskinian. Then, of course, we have triple copies of Space Rock. We have 1 App Cologne with 1 Winda. We have 1 Book of Eclipse with 2 Lightning Storm, triple copies of Secret Village, triple Evenly Matched, and 1 copy of the Schism here, wrapping up, well, another take-through here for what goodies you can really see out here. I will say, though, I'm really loving the fact that Dogmatika is getting the chance to work. Next up here, we have Spriggins with a Time Thief package. Well, Time Thieves are very notorious for getting the ability to get 2 level 4s on the field. I mean, like, I don't think any one of us is gonna, like, deny that, right? Like, they, in fact, are, like, the master of, you know, well, I mean, being Time Thieves. That's what they're supposed to do. So, do bear in mind here in terms of, you know, what you're going to get for this deck. It's pretty decent, all things considered. So, extension options for the Spriggins. Kind of cool. So, we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Your triple Effect Veiler. You have triple copies of Gamma. Oh, boy. We have 2 copies of the Branga, 2 copies of the Brothers, 1 copy of regular Captain Sargass with 2 Kit. We have 2 Rocky with 1 Biel's Ship. We have triple copies of the Regulator and 2 copies of Time Thief Winder with 1 Brick. All right. We have 1 Brandon High Spirits with triple copies of the Gold Gondola. We have triple copies of the Booty, triple copies of Watch with 2 copies of Tally Ho, and then we have triple Imperm and 1 copy of Retrograde. Yep, you actually get the chance to play the Negating here. Down here in the next deck, you have the 1 Lambda with 1 Unicorn, 1 IP with 1 Appaloosa. We have 1 Axis Machine with 1 Time Thief Reader. We have 1 Explorer, 2 copies of Merrymaker, 1 Baguski, 2 Captain Sargass, 1 Zeus, 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 copy of Sprint. And then, of course, you got the triple copies of Space Rock. We're sliding 1 Epsilon. That's hilarious. We have 1 Gaga Cowboy, triple copies of Cossack Cyclone with your 1 Feather Duster, triple Dimensional Barrier, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up your Sargass. Hey, just be Spriggins with a nice little side of Time Thief for you. And it is kind of nice to see that the Time Thief package is getting, you know, some sort of playability out here. Good stuff. And the last as we have for you guys here is Ninjas. Ninja scoring another big W out here as well. I gotta clap for it. The amount of diversity that we're seeing across the board for all of these videos is actually relatively nice. And I do hope that we will continue to see, you know, more and more of this good stuff out here as we just kind of continue on into the format. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We have 1 Baku, triple copies of Drone Lockbird with the 1 Green Ninja. We have 2 copies of Geo with 1 Kagura. We have triple copies of Mitsu with triple copies of Hanzo. We also have triple copies of Tobari, triple copies of Book of Moon with 1 Instant Fusion. We have triple copies of the Art Book of Mystery. We have 1 copy of the Equip card that they're forced to play. We have triple Pot of Prosperity with your 1 Rhoda. We have triple copies of Karmic Cannon, triple Art of Dancing Leaves, 2 Duplication. Then we have 2 copies of Saizo, 2 Lingaribos with 1 Krashi, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Zeus with 1 Blade Armor. We have triple copies of the Armor Ninja and triple copies of the Battle Ninja. Then we have triple copies of Contact C, triple copies of Cossack Cyclone, triple Evenly Matched, triple Grave, and then, of course, triple copies of Solemn Judgment here, wrapping up, like I said, probably your most diverse chunk of decks that you are going to really get the chance to see out here. Very good stuff. So is there anything from this video that you want to give a shot? Is there anything that particularly looks very interesting to you? Because I promise you, a lot more of these results are going to continue to be very, very interesting out here. And hopefully, we will see that diversity continue to shine. You guys have a good rest of your day, and stay safe out there, alright? Patrons, thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.